Starting 5 minutes late, apologies, just little glitches when you're live.
Hi Lisa, Elwin, Thomas, we're happy to have everyone. Today we're going to do something a bit of a mix. Vera's going to talk about the 10 core commitments. Afterwards about the process of having people in the pipeline and the recommended procedure for increasing the probability of having people join us. So
and then we're going to have a bit of fun. We've got a surprise guest tonight, so we're going to make use of all our resources. We have Nili, who's a psychodrama therapist.
Nili Lahav,
and she's here, and she's going to do some role play at the end with Elfie, just to have a bit of fun, and so you get more practice and get the hang of it, and just to leave you on a bit of an upbeat note. So I'll start with some practical stuff.
I'm going to leave Vera with you. Vera's an amazing mentor, and anyone that doesn't know Vera is missing out on a great opportunity. She's a lot of fun, and she really knows how to get things going. So I'm going to give her the floor. Thank you, Vera.
Thanks, Elfie. It was very, very sweet. A lot of fun when I'm not serious. Okay, so tonight we'll just spend the first 20 minutes with just some things that I found useful. First of all, can I ask you? It's really interesting over the week, just to see what I've actually put into place, even subconsciously. Remember when I talked about, not leaving an appointment without making another appointment? And I was really, really vigilant this week, and I did that quite a few times, setting up appointments, giving people patches, knowing they're going to wear it for 48 hours, and asking them, would Friday be a good time to call you back? Is Thursday or Friday a good time? What would suit you best? So I've got a couple of appointments every day towards the end of the week. So I just want to ask you, did anyone put anything into play from anything that you've picked up in the last 3 webinars? Just so you can share in the chat. What have you found useful, and what are you incorporating into your talk track? So while I'm waiting for you to chat, I'll just talk about the process of getting someone to join you. Remember, everything is actually the relationship. This business is called relationship marketing, and it's called relationship marketing for a reason. People don't really buy the product, they buy you. So if they're not joining, we really need to take a look at us, because at the end of the day, they're really wanting to know, do I like her? Do I trust her? Can I work with her? Will she lead me to success? So what I wanted to show you, there's a statistic that most people will join after 8 exposures, that 80% of people will join between the 5th and the 8th exposure. And I need to get you to understand the pipeline process, this process of talking to people. Many people just invite somebody to an information night, and then they wonder why they don't show up, because they're missing steps. They're going to, it's like you're going from, you're trying to go to the Olympics without first doing the hard yards and doing all the swimming practice at 6 in the morning over, 5 years. It's that process that leads you then to going to the big event. So inviting someone to a big event initially often doesn't work. And I want to show you a little graph, and I want to show you what I mean by exposures. So I'll explain it to you first, and then I'll show you the little graph. See if you can see that. Not sure if that's clear. Probably isn't. But it's a progression graph. And it goes something like this, and I'll explain it to you. So basically, an exposure is when you give someone a business card. You give someone a business card, you've met them somewhere, this is what I do, here's my business card. They've had their first exposure to you. There might be a little link to your website, something that arouses their curiosity. A second exposure might be a one-on-one. So actually, before the one-on-one, you might talk to someone on the phone, and you might say to them, look, I'm doing something, that I thought of you because you talked about this issue, and I'd really like to show it to you. I'm going to send you a link to look at, and could we make a time, once you've watched that link, can I make a time to talk to you? What would suit you best? I'll send you the link tonight. Is tomorrow or the next day best? What would work for you? So you're sending them a DVD, a link, something to look at. Can you see me? Because the computer seems to have shut down. Okay, so the third thing will be the one-on-one. You're ringing someone up and you want to meet them for a coffee or for a herbal tea, you know, at a juice bar, and you're basically saying, look, I thought of you, we haven't spoken for a while, I'm doing something new and innovative, and I thought of you, I think it would be something that would suit you. May or may not be for you, let's get together for a cup of coffee and I'll show it all to you. And you take your computer and you actually show them the presentation, you bring some product, and you're doing a one-on-one. The next progression, and I'll show you, it's like a little pyramid. So you've got a business card over here, way over here, then you've got a DVD or a link, then you've got a one-on-one coffee meeting, then you're going to a one-on-two meeting. So there might be you and 2 other people for social proof. Then you might suggest, once someone has had a one-on-one, then you might suggest, and they might even join at that stage, right? It might be, remember when you're calling someone, if you're calling them and they've watched a link and you've sent them an email to confirm that you're going to talk to them, that's number 3. So you've called them, you've sent them a link, second exposure, you send them you're going to call them at the time that you said, then you have the conversation with them, then you meet them for a coffee, then they might join. At that stage, it's between the 5th and the 8th exposure that people actually join. And the reason I'm telling you this tonight is that a lot of people get put off. They invite someone to come to an event, they don't come, and then they think that that person isn't interested. And that's really not the case, because all of this process is just that, it's a process. And things don't happen straight away. People have to learn to love and trust you, and you have to arouse curiosity, and all of these little procedures are arousing curiosity. So at that stage, say they join on that 5th exposure, then you might say to them, well, how about you get together a few friends and we do an in-home, we go to your house. Your friends are much more likely to go to your house than come to a big hotel meeting. How about you just get together a few friends and I'll come over and I'll do a little presentation. And then they do that. So you're going from, can you see, you're going from a link to a one-on-one to a one-on-three to an in-home, and at that stage you can invite that person to a hotel meeting. You can say, you know what, you're a massage therapist and we have 2 other massage therapists in our business, and I'd love for you to come to this meeting. We have it every Tuesday night. What would suit you best, this Tuesday or next Tuesday? And I'll make sure that the massage therapists we have in our business are there that night so you can meet them and just see how they've incorporated these products into their practice. And then they come to a big meeting, and then there's social proof. They want to check out that this is not a business of weirdos. So make sure you invite them on a night where there's no weirdos, because they want to join a business if there's too many weirdos. And just invite them, but at that stage, they've already seen what it's about. And if they haven't joined, they're just waiting to see if there are normal people like me over there, in this business. And then they might join on that night, or they might get all the energy they need on that night, and this actually happened to me a couple of weeks ago. They might at that stage ring you the next day, and remember I said to you, you never leave one appointment without making the next appointment. So on that evening, if they haven't joined you, then you can say to them, look, I know tonight was late and it might be a bit overwhelming. When would, let's get together tomorrow. Let me come over to your place tomorrow and, I'll show you how to order your product, and let's get, when's a good time to get started. And if you order, and I often use this close, not always, but I'll say to them, if we get a product tomorrow, it usually takes 5 to 7 days to receive it. So if we order it tomorrow, Thursday, you'll have your product before next weekend. You'll have it in your hand by next Thursday. So let me come over tomorrow and let's just set you up. So you can go over the next day, very important, within 24, 48 hours, that if they're already at that stage, to go back and see them privately, where you can join them up, show them the back office, show them, just show them all the basics, invite them to a getting started training, to a back office training, and that's often the 6th, if you think about that, that's often the 6th exposure. When they finally do that, most people join between the 5th and the 8th exposure in the process. So all I want to say is that if you're inviting people to come to a meeting and Tuesday night comes and they don't show up, you know why. It's because you've skipped the step-by-step process. There's often things that you need to do in the interim to arouse their curiosity enough that they want to get to the next step and the next step and the next step. Because they won't necessarily, if you haven't given them enough curiosity, if you haven't aroused that in them enough and got them thirsty, then they won't show up. There's no real incentive for them to show up. People just want to know that little bit more, the next step in front of them, the next step. They've got this far, they want to know, now they want to meet the people. They've seen the presentation, they've tried the products. See, who else is in this business? Are these people normal? You know, is this company have credibility? So then the next stage, once, say they join and they're part of your business, it's very important then to get people onto a Super Saturday where they meet the wider team, because that can be a group of people, 35 to, the small meetings might be 15 to 25 people. The Super Saturdays end up being 35 to, 55 to 60 people plus, to invite them along to that. So that's a full immersion day. They really get to meet a lot of people. They get a lot of training. They feel a lot more confident. They've got tools to take away. And then obviously the next step, that, as this graph goes, the very big step is then to invite them to a big yearly convention. I can post this on Facebook. So that's the progression. So I hope that makes sense, because a lot of people get put off. They ring someone, they send them a link, and then they follow them up and they haven't looked at it, and they just get devastated and they leave that person alone. And really important for you to know that most of the good stuff happens between the 5th and the 8th exposure. 80% of sales or people joining you happen between the 5th and 8th exposure. And what I wanted to make clear is actually what an exposure is. An exposure is a text, an email, giving someone a business card, seeing someone, coffee meeting, sample. These are all exposures. And it's always very often between the 5th and 8th one that people actually join you. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that tonight. The other thing I wanted to go through, I wanted to cover something called the 10 core commitments of this industry in network marketing. And I don't know if you've heard about this, but I was taught this in my last network marketing business. So just for those of you that don't know me, just know that I live off my passive residual income. I work very part-time. I really do this business mostly Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, a little bit of paperwork Monday, and we're talking about a few hours every day. And Tuesday I do one information night, and I do little coffee meetings throughout the week, several coffee meetings throughout the week. And I'm not a great network marketer, but the one thing that I am is consistent. And it is this consistency that can build you a huge business, doing little things every single day. And if you want to read some good books, there's a book called The Compound Effect and another one called The Slight Edge. So read those, and it just really talks about how whatever you do or don't do, you're either going forwards or backwards, but you'll be going forwards or backwards. There's no such thing as staying the same. If you don't do stuff, you'll go backwards in the business. If you do little things every day, talking to 2 people, sending an email, following up one person, just little bits and pieces, but if you do that consistently 5 days a week, you will have a huge business. And we always say, give this a year. Give it a year. Be consistent. I mean, if you work 2 hours a week on your business, you're going to get paid the equivalent of 2 hours a week, basically. So the beauty of a business like this is that you do the work once, and then you become what Robert Kiyosaki calls a cash flow millionaire. And what that means is, Robert Kiyosaki talks about having $1 million. If you had $1 million in your bank account sitting there, right, you would earn interest at 10%. I think you're earning $5,000 a month interest. Don't quote me on this. You have to reread the book. But he's saying a cash flow millionaire is someone that's got $1 million in the bank, and every month at 2% or 10% or whatever it is, you're earning $5,000 interest, which is your passive income. And then he says, well, who's got $1 million to put in the bank? But if you have a network marketing business like this and you're earning $5,000 a month, you do the work once, and year after year after year, you continue earning that money. It's as if you have $1 million in the bank and you become a cash flow millionaire. So the business we're in, and I can talk out of experience, what I'm experiencing now is residual income from 2 network marketing businesses, FGX growing exponentially, and one, I still receive residual income from a business I built up over 4.5 years. And I live off that, and my time is free. I get up when I want. I don't have to go and, get in the car and be in the what do you call it, the rut of the 9 to 5. And, freedom is my top value in life, freedom and love and health. and I'm living my values doing this business, helping people to get well, helping people to become financially free, and really living my ideal life where I can work as many hours as I want. If I want to take tomorrow off, I can take it off. I can choose the hours I want to work. And this is what you're offering people. This is what we get to offer. So I want to go into the 10 core commitments of a network marketer, and I'm just going to read off my phone. I've photographed this as a prompt so I don't forget. And you can write this down and we can actually put this sheet up for you. So basically, number one, very important to get started right. So when someone joins you, you have to get them started right, which means you have to tell them, you have to establish what their goals are, why they're doing this. You have to make a list of maybe the first 20 people that would be interested in the business. It's up to you to, I usually get people started by saying, okay, well, let's just do a launch for your business. Let's go into your home, get a few friends over, and let's do a little presentation in your house. And I might sit with them and go through 10 or 20 people that they can think of. I'll use a memory jolter. Think of 10 or 20 people that would be interested in this. Let's make a time at your house and let's call them now and invite them. And if they're not interested, give them a couple of times, make 2 events at your place, little in-homes or little coffee meetings. And even before you do that, you might even want to just send them something or just meet them for coffee, give them a sample, give them something to look at, and then say, look, next week at my house, I'm having a group of people over. I'm doing it Tuesday or the following Tuesday at my place, just a small group of people. Remember, they're much more likely, if they know you and they trust you, to go to your place than go to some hotel event first off. And it's from the small in-home event that when they join, if they join then, or if they don't join then, you can feed them into the next event. But if you skip the steps, often it's not going to work as seamlessly. So basically, get them started right, work out what their goals are, let them know the webinars that are on, let them know all the things that they can be plugged into, join them, make them part of the Facebook group, and give them access to all the websites, show them, take them to a back office training so they know how that works. And that's step one, get someone started right. Second step is consistent daily action, and I talked about this before, 2 exposures a day. So it's very important to learn the 3-step invitation that we covered in the invitation training, which is, I've got something I want to show you. Okay, that's what you start with. Now it will take about half an hour of your time, take about half an hour, an hour. It may or may not be for you. I've got this time or that time to meet you for coffee, which one would suit you best? So teaching your people how to invite, and once they get that, get them 5 days a week to talk to 2 people a day. It might be sending an email to someone, texting someone. Usually it means calling someone or talking to someone face to face. I'll give you an example. I had a bump into the other week. It was a woman I was thinking of actually for a while, a practitioner, and we actually had our leaders' lunch in Brighton. And I'd been thinking about this practitioner, and there she was on the street. I walked out of the restaurant and I saw her and I said, oh, I've been thinking about you. How about we get together for a coffee? I haven't seen you for a while. I'm doing something new and I'd love to show it to you. And I got her number and we're texting each other and we're making a time now to get together. And she even said she couldn't come last Tuesday to the presentation, but she's said that she's going to come the following Tuesday. So this is what you call in the pipeline, people in the pipeline. There was somebody I invited, I'll give you another example. It was someone I thought who kept emailing me, and on this instance, I emailed her. She was just emailing me. It was just an automated email. I must have been on her list. And I actually emailed her back this time and said, you know what, we haven't spoken for a long time. Please call me. And she called me and I said, look, I'm doing something new, and I told her a little bit about it on the phone. I said, well, how about we can either get together for coffee or you can come, to an event I'm having on Tuesday night. So she said she'd come on the Tuesday night. Of course, she didn't come that first Tuesday night, but she said she'll come the following week. So I text her again to remind her, looking forward to seeing you to come this week. She turned up last night, and remember, again, she didn't join up last night yet, but she loved the people. She got the social proof, loved all the people. And before she left, I said to her, now, I'm going to call you Friday. I know tonight been a lot of information. Is Friday a good time to call you? So she said yes. When would be a good time? And I'm going to follow her up now on Friday. So again, process. I'm not in a rush to join her. I want to be sure that once I join her, she's in and she's committed. And yeah, just remember, this is a process-oriented business. So, third point, follow up. Commit to following up with all your exposures, customers, and members. So part of your core competencies every day, when you talk about work hours, if you're going to work this business 2 hours a day, the 2 hours doesn't include you listening to a whole lot of self-development tapes, right? Or watching webinars. That's not really your work time. That is, I mean, you're doing work towards your network marketing business, but the actual work time where you're making income, we call it results-driven activities that you will do to make income, are calling people, inviting people, and following up, and having those coffee meetings where at the end you can just join them, and actually going to people's places to actually join them when they've seen anything and they're ready. A lot of them at the end, it's almost like, it reminds me of you know, in the journey work that I do. There's a whole process that people have to go through. They have to empty out, and when they empty out and they empty their stored pain, the forgiveness comes naturally, right? Once everything's done and once people have a chance to say what needs to be said, forgiveness is something that comes automatically at the end of it. And this is the same. If you've done everything right step by step, they will come to you to join. They will say, okay, I'm ready. What do I do? I'm ready to join. And you won't have to do anything. It'll be pretty much effortless as long as you've done all those other steps along the way. So following up is very, very important. So getting them started right, number 1, consistent daily action, 2 exposures a day. 3, follow up, commit to following up with your exposures, customers and members. 4, attend all local events and conference calls. Build your team by gathering together locally. This is what we do here. This is what we do on a Tuesday night. This is a forum for everyone to gather locally to get trained, whether they come to a back office training on a Tuesday at 5 o'clock, or they come onto a webinar so that they're plugged into the group, or they come on a Tuesday night. You need to do something weekly for your people so they can gather locally and stay in the fire, stay in the energy, because this is like an oasis. If you can imagine, we're running a virtual business and people are on their own. If they're doing this from their house, they're going to be isolated. You need to bring people together, get them close to the fire, give them skills, and then they develop the content. And this is the, you know, the Super Saturdays are the oasis. People, event to event to event, are the oases. The OACs, sorry, I was a former English teacher, that you can't tell tonight. These are the oases that people look forward to, where they get re-inspired, reinvigorated, and you know, if you're a teacher, you've got a teachers meeting once a week. You're with people all the time. You're not isolated, and this is the same. This is a business where often we're working on our own and it's virtual, so we need these forums to come together and share and feel that we're part of something greater than ourselves. So attend all local events and conference calls. For long distance groups, use conference calls, use Skype, use the internet, so you can do Skype presentations, which we do all the time. If you can't do it, you get somebody, you know, somebody higher than you, that's been in the business longer than you, more experienced than you, to do a Skype call. Attend all upline and company sponsored events. Number 5, attend the international conference. Very important that you attend all of the bigger things, because remember, these are the oases. Number 6, build your core team. Gather weekly with your committed core team. Coach and support them to success. This is what we do here on the webinar. And I make sure that I talk to, you know, at least once a week, I talk to my main leaders, the people that are going out there and presenting, you know, whether it's on the phone or we have a quick catch up. I've organised a leaders lunch once a month, so a lot of things in place. And if you want to be successful, have your own leaders lunch, have your own, you know, do what I'm doing. You don't have to rely on my stuff and come to my things. You instigate your own team call. It can be a group Skype call. You can do your own webinars. You can do your own in-home meetings that you start inviting people to. You can go hire a hall, and people are much more likely to come to something that you're running. People that know you will come to your thing rather than somebody else's thing. So really think about that. Think about, you know, what can I instigate? If I could do one thing this week that I haven't tried before, What would be the next step that's really going to get me to launch my business, that will take me to the next level? Okay, back to number 7. Okay, recognize advancements. So basically, if people are successful, ring them, congratulate them on Facebook, send them flowers, make a big fuss out of them. If someone's rank advanced or done really well, people often join a business because they're looking for recognition. Some people look for income, other people look for community, some people look for lifestyle, other people look, there are a group of people that are looking for recognition. They will do well if they're recognized and rewarded. So really make sure you edify your people, you recognize your people, you show them love and care and respect, and you'll see if you do that, people really appreciate it, and again, your business will grow. Number 8, practice daily personal development. Okay, so basically 20 minutes a day of inner work. Either you read inspiring books, listen to inspiring music, listen to an inspiring tape, come onto the webinar, again, I know, meditate, walk, self-care, personal development, 20 minutes a day at least, to really help you build a successful business. I'll put this all up on the website. I'll do a printout and put it up over the next couple of weeks. Number 9, write your business vision, your vision statement, and review it. So it's your why. Why am I doing this? Write your vision statements in the present tense as though the goals were already achieved. And really, each one of these core commitments, we could have a whole webinar series on each one of these core commitments, because we really have that into more detail if people want to do that. Number 10 is basically be here in 1 year. To be totally free, this business, you need to give it a year. I've heard it said 3 years, 3 to 5 years, and you're done. You'll be financially free, totally free for the rest of your life. Give 3 to 5 years and you're done. Depending on what you treat it like a business, you'll get a business income. So a commitment, not to start and stop, to actually see this out for a year. See what happens to your business over a year. And remember, 3 to 5 years is really the secret. Some of you are sprinters, others of you are long distance runners. If you can sort of give it 3 to 5 years, you will develop amazing skills, and you'll be an incredible network marketer. And that's the other thing. Be proud of this industry. If you're not sure about, I was very embarrassed at the beginning to call myself a network marketer or a relationship marketer. I was a practitioner that had great products, and I was hiding behind the product, had the product in front of me, hiding behind the product. But basically, I have a beautiful lifestyle because of the income that's there every week because of, FG Express. So why hide this? Why hide this? So I'm not hiding it anymore. I offer this as a legitimate new paradigm global cooperative model, and so be proud of it and really offer it. And again, if you're lacking in belief in network marketing, there are lots of books on the industry and many different things you can read so that you can really stand behind it in alignment and for the great industry that this is, and be really proud to be a part of it. So in the time that we have, I'm going to bring in Neely and Elfie. I've actually gone over time. I just want to end with some fun because Neely and Elfie are going to do a bit of invitation role play, and Neely Lahab is actually a psychodrama therapist, and I'm going to invite them in, and we're going to end off tonight by doing a bit of fun role play. So if anyone's got some feedback so far, feel free to do a bit of a chat. And here's Neely and Elfie. Enjoy them.
Hello, everybody. Come, Neely. Come sit down. We're going to just do... Come sit down.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
We're going to just do a few little, maybe we'll do just 2 today, role plays. Our first one, what would you like to be?
Let's go for the woman who, this uptight lady, she's always busy. She's working with people in a bank. You met her, let's say, when she was at the market.
Okay.
And she picked up one of the flies, and you had a small, a few words, and yeah, let's go for that.
So I'm doing my follow-up.
So I'll be
Like a good girl, like a good network marketer.
and I'll be Anna.
Okay. Ring, ring. Hello, Anna?
Hello?
Yes, hi, Anna. How are you?
Good. Who's speaking, please?
This is Elfie. Elfie, remember we met at the market on Sunday?
Melfi?
My name is Elfie.
Yeah, just is this about the what I'm supposed to get on Wednesday?
What was
Sorry,
that?
where are you calling from?
Calling from Bentley in Melbourne.
Do,
Right near you, actually.
Speak to my husband because I'm really in the middle of a session here.
Oh, in
Yeah.
the middle of a session.
Yeah, call Eric.
It will just take about 5 minutes. It's probably not something that I could discuss with your husband, because remember I gave you that strip to try when we were at the market?
I sure do remember that strip. Really, I must tell you, my neck. I was in such agony that day. It was really like a miracle that you just came. I was wondering actually if I could give it to Alex. He's 16 and he gets back from his games and he's always in, almost in tears.
Oh,
Yeah.
what sport does he play?
He plays basketball.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure, of course you can put it on.
Yeah, but he's 16.
It's very good for children and it's not a problem.
All
We
right.
wouldn't put it for baby, but we would put it for children, definitely.
Yeah, great. But anyway, I really have to get back to my work, so let's keep it short. You can leave it with my secretary.
Yeah, I would really love to catch you just, you know what, I could keep it really short, maybe just 15 minutes, because I've got these amazing products that are really cutting edge.
Melfi, I'm so sorry, but you're really catching me. I'm in between so many things right now. If you could just arrive, like, if you're in the area in 2 hours, that would be great. But otherwise, I really don't see how I can fit you in my schedule this week.
Let me just check. 2 hours? You know what? I'll be there in 2 hours. I'll show you the products. I'll keep it really short.
I already have a few moments. I really can't promise you more than 10 minutes.
10 minutes is great for me. I would love to meet you and sit with you.
All right.
Great. So I'll be there.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so that was a bit challenging, but we managed. Shall we do?
I'll tell you
Mama's
what
Strip?
really helped me in the character. Can I share with you?
Yes.
As the character, I really felt that when it becomes personal, once you step into my world and you like identify with me, or you share with me, or you link into my world, my personal world, and I'm during my work day, and you like step into it, so it makes a good feeling, like you created intimacy.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, bear that in mind, because all these uptight ladies, we all share the same thing. Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
we're all one.
Maybe we should go for that mom who's really struggling. She's raising 3 of her children on her own. She can't keep a steady job. She met you in the market. It was a Sunday, and you were there, and you had a lovely chit chat. But once you try to get back to her, she's really like this tired mother who.
Okay, let's give it a go.
All right. Good luck. What would the name be?
Maria.
Maria. Great.
Ring, ring. Hello, Maria.
Hello.
Maria?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you, Maria? This is Elfie.
Just a minute. Bella, how many times did I tell you not to stick your fingers up your brother's nose? Yeah. Are you calling from the bank?
Hi, no,
We
actually,
really paid that bill. We really paid it.
Maria, this is Elfie. We met at the market last Sunday, remember? I gave you a flyer. You had a look.
Elfie from high school? Did we graduate together?
Where did you go to high school?
I didn't really go to high school actually at those times. I was really kind of busy with other stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, there was this guy and he just came into my life, and my parents really didn't agree with it. But
Well,
one
basically,
thing led to another.
I don't think we went that
Alex,
together.
how many times can I tell you not to shove your fingers up your sister's nose? God, this child is just obnoxious.
Wow, you
Yeah.
must be a busy lady. How
I'm
was so?
telling you, it's so frustrating. And the little one, she's just getting off the park right now. It's really.
It sounds like your life is really, really full on right now, isn't it? Well, if you had some time,
I have time, and I don't mind you. You can come and babysit, and I'll go out. But I really don't have lots of money.
Oh, I understand. So, I understand that you can't. You think you maybe can't afford this,
Afford what?
these strips that I gave you.
For what?
Remember we met at the market last week?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, there's brown,
right. Remember it said love,
there's,
and I put it on your neck.
yeah.
How did it feel?
Feels like I want to put it on an actor's face right now. Yeah, do you think I could give him one of those?
I'm sure you could give him. How old is he?
He's kind of hyperactive. I don't know. The teachers have been calling me. I've been going to his meetings. Nothing has been really.
I would love to meet with you if you have a few minutes, or maybe even half an hour, if we could sit and maybe have a coffee together.
Elfie, really, I'm just in between jobs right now, if you know what I mean. Actually, I really have to go out in a few moments.
If you could do whatever you want, what would you love to do? What would be your dream thing to do?
Wow. I don't think I was ever asked the question.
What would make you happy to get up every morning?
It's just I'm sick and tired of being on my own. That's the honest truth. And men, you cannot trust them, I'm telling you. Men are like fleas.
You had some bad experiences, I understand.
Oh, it's been a shitty year. Yeah.
Anyway, I would like to sit with you for maybe half an hour if you could, and show you some possibilities of maybe doing some exciting things with your life, while also taking some amazing health products. How would Tuesday
Oh, you sound.
afternoon or Thursday morning sound?
Yeah.
You could have a look. It could be for you. It could be not for
But
you.
I really can't pay right now. I really don't have money.
I really don't think that you can't afford not to have a look at this. If what you're telling me is right, the way you feel, and
Listen, if you can help me with Alex here.
I'll be happy to come over and have a chat with Alex and see if we can help.
Yeah, well, come on Tuesday. Sure. Come on
Okay, what
Tuesday.
time
We'll
would
have a
suit
coffee
you?
together. 10?
10 would be great. I'll see you then, and
Yeah,
take care, Anna.
thanks.
Have a cup of tea. Put your feet up.
Bye.
Bye. I'll see you then. Thank you. Great.
How was that?
How was that?
Can I ask you I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So what did you connect with? What part of what LP invitation did you connect with?
Yeah, well, there was a part where she was just listening to me and not putting pressure on me, but just really listening. But I felt I didn't really care who she is or where she comes from. I wasn't really sure. I just wanted someone to listen to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what it's about sometimes. Sometimes people join you because they've got something going in their lives and they need someone to listen to them.
Exactly.
And that's where it starts. And you don't know where it goes from there.
You never know.
Never know.
You never know who answers, who picks up a phone, what he or she are going through. Sometimes or most of the times, it's just about listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could listen to anything. Thanks. Now can I go back to be me? And
You
you'll
Nice
just
to
listen
be
to
yourself.
me?
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much,
Bye.
Lily.
Thanks, Neely. So there you go. Variety is the spice of life. And you can see, Elfie, have you noticed that your invitation's actually almost more natural now that you've been doing this for a while. I was hearing it just more flowing from you.
Yeah, it takes time. It takes time to do, and I think the most important thing is really to relax and to really be yourself and do it your own way. I think is the best advice that I can give.
Yeah, and within a structure, be individual, but within that structure of open-ended questions. Yeah,
it just helps. All these things really help to have
Sure.
in your mind when you're talking to somebody.
Yeah, release statement and just those little bits and pieces, and listening to what their needs are and being ourselves. So we want to finish up with the FG rap, Nadav. We've got an FGX rap. I don't know if any of you have heard it. We thought we'd finish off with a bit of good music. Can you get it happening? So next week we'll be here, same time, same channel. Have a listen to the FG rap.
This is the dream with FG Express. On board, and we're going across the globe.
Everyone feel free to chat.
There are people everywhere feeling bad.
Feel free to chat.
No hope. Choosing those just to heal the soul.
Send in any questions for what topics you'd like for next week. Because we're here to serve you. Thanks, guys. Hi, Helen. Hi, Deb. See you, Rosemary. See you tomorrow, Rosemary.
Oh, one more thing. Next week we won't have a webinar.
We've changed our minds. We
We
are here every week. We are here. See you, Lisa. See you, Jules. Learning with love. Thank you. Hi, Robin. Yay, Robin, you're on. Together we'll change millions of lives.
Yay.